Raise your horns high and let your spirit flow. It's the classic metal wrap-up show. Feel the rush, let the loudness grow. It's the classic metal wrap-up show.
So, well, I don't know if you want to start off with anything.
Well, like we're just going to go right from the
Right,
get-go here. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been gone for a little bit. We've had a lot of requests for us to review the some of the steel piston, some of my brother Neely's steel piston music that he has. So we have a little video here we're going to play on, and we'll stop and review and discuss what we're hearing. Some of you have may never heard this before. This is from 1989. This is my brother's Hollywood band Steel Piston, the one he claims was playing at Gazzari's, I believe he said. And I want to say he said, was it the Troubadour, or there was some other place they were playing or trying to get into?
Yeah.
Possibly doing a bill with Odin at some point in time, I think he claimed, or something.
Yeah, something like that.
So we're gonna now this. He also claims that I believe Universal Music Group bought up the rights to his band's album, and that's why it was never been released, and you can't get it anywhere.
Right.
But at one point in time, he had played a couple tracks from the band, and that was a video that was taken off, I believe, YouTube for some time, but now reinstalled. So we have unearthed the steel piston stuff. For those of you that didn't hear, because this, I believe, this was probably quite a few years ago that him and Aiken actually played this stuff. So let's check it out. We have a song. This one, I believe, is called "Girls Gone Western," and my brother Wendell claims that he's the drummer on this here band. So let's check this out.
All right. Well, here we go.
Hey man, you won't believe my old lady. She's been acting real crazy lately.
Okay. Hit stop. All right, guys, hit stop. All right, stop. So let's just discuss this, people. First off, he's claiming that this is him on the drums.
Yeah.
But I believe to Ruben's ears and to my ears, and I believe Andrew's ears.
Yeah, we've had that discussion where it sounds like the drum machine, from the 80s, kind of like I think I referred to it as the ZZ Top 6-pack drums.
Yes. He's got the eliminator / afterburner program drums into the system here. So is he really playing drums, or was this some pre-programmed drum beat that they just threw in the studio? If he's playing drums, if that's a real acoustic drum set, ladies and gentlemen, he had one of the cleanest drum sounds in the history of mankind that obviously Top Flight production would have gave him. So that's the first thing I'm going to notice. Second thing I would notice is already we have the reason why Steel Piston went down in flames, people. The vocalist, what is he talking about here?
Right.
He's doing the David Lee Roth talk up intro of the song. I also, again, I said this to Andrew, and I don't know if anyone else is feeling this, but because I was alive in 1989, you were too. This has that in excess modern, lame dick rock radio bullshit already on it that I don't.
And it's got the new wave keyboards on there.
That's what made me feel that. It was the pre-programmed drums, the production, and then those keyboards coming in. Dun, dun. It's so I don't know. Reminds me of something I would have heard on a Midnight Oil album, or I don't know, just some fucking foreign cheese ball pop rock shit.
And I think the other thing too is Odin was a shit band. And we saw a lot of those bands in the metal years and stuff like that. And you had some decent bands in there. I mean, London was a good band. They just never really did anything, didn't take off, unfortunately. But can you see, I mean, even Odin, a band that isn't all that great, sounds miles ahead of something like this, right? I mean, this is shit.
Yeah. I mean, I would go see Odin 10 times out of 10 times over what's going on. This sounds at 89. When he said 89, that kind of really encapsulated it to me, because that was that period where everything was getting so cheesy at the end. It was just, ugh, it was just not good. And this is probably why MCA was flirting with them. This sounds like something MCA would have thought about, possibly, maybe
Well,
going, hey, we're going to release some cheeseball shit like this.
well, they had one of Andrew's favorite bands, Pretty Boy Floyd, you know, MCA
Yep, there you go.
and Night Ranger. Eek.
So, oh yeah, they had a lot of safe stuff.
Yeah, a lot of that kind of stuff. Yeah. All right.
All right, let's give you guys a little bit more
Let's listen to it.
See, looking good. My woman's acting strange. I've never seen her this way. She's wearing cowboy boots. She got a southern slang. She got a polo tie with fuzzy ding-a-ling. Now she's changing her selection for the way she likes to swing. The girl's gone western. The girl's gone western. The girl's gone
Pause again.
western.
Now, isn't this also prime peak Garth Brooks reinvigorates the country music era, 88, 89, 90
Right.
were like his years where he really came back with these albums. The Thunder Road bullshit, Lightning
Right.
Strikes crap is, I think, 890 or whatever. So what I'm saying is, I wonder if these guys were trying to fucking pop a
Right.
wave there and say, we're going to be the rock country hybrid fucking bullshit. That's the first thing.
Right.
The vocals, the lyrics are stupid. The guy can't sing. He just doesn't sound good. Like he's talking to me. He's like fucking makes Ross sound like fucking Pavarotti. So I don't know what the fuck he's doing. I mean, it's not the Girls Gone Western.
Yeah,
That's
right.
like, I mean, everybody's just joining in on that. I
Right.
mean, everything else he's doing is talking. He's not even, is he singing?
Yeah, right.
So and for Neely, who claims to be such a tried and true rocker, come on, man, right? Fucking riding the docking bike, brother.
Right.
This is not going to fly at Sturgis. No. The bikers would have had a field day thinking these guys are pansies. So I don't know. What was Neely thinking drumming behind this operation?
Right. And it's a drum machine is what it is. They just program. I mean, there's nothing to this, right? This almost sounds like he's doing karaoke.
Yeah, it literally sounds like a karaoke bed track and some bad guy at the bar trying to
Right.
sing over it, you know,
Right.
like some guy that has no vocal ability to just drives truck by day and grabbed a microphone because he was 6 beers
Right.
in at the fucking bar. So I don't know what the hell's going on here. And the fact that Neely would even if it was this bad, I would
Right.
just not tell anyone.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be
We would
one of
never
those
know
thi-
about it.
It'd be one of those things if he was in a band. He goes, I was in a band at one point.
Weren't you in Steel Piston? I'd be like, no.
Or
no, I
or
wasn't."
yeah, or he wouldn't even acknowledge it. Oh yeah, it's just some band. Nothing big. You know, no big
I
deal.
just jumped in for a couple shows and I was out. Yeah. But let's be realistic. 1989, there's a very good chance that some guy in LA said, hey dude, you guys only got $2,000 and I'm not sitting here and recording this fucking this fumbling drummer over here fucking around with his sticks and his fucking shit's all out of fucking tune. It doesn't sound right. We're just going to bring in electronic drums here and to get that done. And he can just play live. And he's like, okay,
Yeah.
that's what happened. I mean, there's no way that's a real kit. I'm just telling you. My ears are telling me the
there's no
cymbals
way.
are too consistent. Every
Yeah.
single, yeah.
Yeah, and they just kind of, you know, what is the word they used? I think what is it? They're gated, you know, where it's just like psh, and you know, there's no
It always
crispness
starts
to
and
it.
stops at
Yeah,
the exact
right.
same timing, and that is out your indication that this is not real.
Oh, well, let's listen to the rest of this horse shit. Oh, Uh-oh.
Also, is it not the same? Maybe I'm wrong. Is it just the same riff as the verse and the chorus? Is there a
Yeah.
change?
No. No, it just sounds like a continuous loop.
So someone didn't even bother to coach them through basic songwriting 101, the Bruce
Right.
Springsteen. Hey, you have to have a verse and a chorus
Yeah.
and a third part that brings it back around, a bridge or something. If you don't, I think Springsteen was I'm just saying, as a famous songwriter, he once said, if you don't have the third part, the bridge, the part that brings it back around, then you don't have a song. What you got is a riff or an idea. That's what it sounds like this is to me.
Right. Right. Oh my God. And this makes one of Andrew's other bands, the Fifth, sound like Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
Oh God, here we go.
She got a rabbit's foot and a pocket full of luck. She got her jeans creased tight. She got her hair pulled back. She got a cool down pat. I like it like that. Girls gone western. Girls gone western. Girls gone western.
I mean, would this shit even? This is like a jingle for like Western pants or something.
Yeah, I don't. It's just so. And again, Neely never stood up and said, "This is not the song we should be recording."
Right.
Like, we got something else in the repertoire we can work on here, guys.
Yeah.
If you went into a studio and you say, because usually you go to a studio, you go to a guy who actually knows what the fuck he's doing. And you're a new band or a band that's unknown. You say, "Hey man, we want to record a couple." His first thing is, "Well, come in and give me your best tune." And if you walked in with this motherfucker is like, "Jesus Christ, what are we doing here?" And then he's probably thinking in his mind, "I gotta polish this fucking turd." And that's probably what he did. He said, "Hey, the drums suck, and you're fumbling around with your sticks over there, clumsy. So we're not having you on the kit." And we'll pipe in some fake drums and bass guitar and some keyboards, and you can play some lead guitar, douchebag over here, fumble around with your guitar, and this guy over here who thinks he can sing is really just going, "Girls Gone Western."
Yeah, that's it.
And who's got a rabbit's foot in her pocket or something? What the fuck
Yeah,
is
right.
this? The fuck you talking about, dude?
I don't know, but there's a few more. Well, it's almost over.
So
At least
I
what we
got
have.
superimposed in this photo, ladies and gentlemen, because
Yeah,
I've
there
been I'm in the relaunched Steel Piston. But back in those days, I would have been the first one to say these fucking Rabbit's Foot lyrics are stupid.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that was pretty much it, right? I mean, it's just got.
yeah,
a
that's
couple
all we got.
seconds.
Yeah, I think if it does a guitar solo, it goes back to the
Oh,
chorus. And the
yeah.
song's over. So,
Oh,
so this
what
is why
garbage.
MCA took a pass. Yeah. They were like, they work with at that time 1989, they're like, well, we got Bobby Brown topping the charts with My Prerogative, or we can go with Girls Gone Western. We'll stick with Bobby Brown and My Prerogative. I think that's going to sell more records. Who else was on MCA? I think Belle Biv DeVoe, right? They had a lot of the
Right.
R&B stuff in the late 80s, I believe.
Well, Night Rain. But listen to this. I mean, because you remember MCA kind of fucked everybody over because
Night Ranger was kind of their big rock band.
Yeah, the big rock. Because remember Golden Earring when they were on there? They went like new wave. It sounded kind of like this shit. I mean, better than this, but yeah. Oof.
Golden Earring, another interesting band that I like their couple of hits, but when I get past that, I don't know if it's a disconnect because I'm not German.
Right.
I don't know what happens there. But after the two or three hits, I just go, they don't have anything else in the repertoire.
Right.
Here.
The songs aren't quite there.
It's not the Bullet to the Bone or
right.
That's the only ones we know, right? So.
But
anyways, that's probably that would still make. I mean, my brother's band Steel Piston. That's Golden Earring's major success compared to what happened. The Piston couldn't even get off the strip.
I mean, at least Odin got on the Metal Years. I mean,
yes, yeah. Odin is at least a name that someone's heard before. You've seen it on a compilation or like on a advertisement somewhere or something, a poster or something. You don't. There was never a Steel Piston patch or a logo or a poster or a flyer.
Do you think? Well, you've seen the Metal Years, but you think Steel Piston was like that fucking maniac that says, "Oh no, I'm gonna make it."
That's exactly it. Yes.
I'm
The guy that, and then this delusional person hanging around that constantly thought that, at some point in time, they're going to get their little ticket to success. And, there's so many of those bands that thought that. And even the ones that got the actual ticket,
mm-hmm.
so many of them only got the one album shot. And then after that, they're fucking, then they're still out there doing their thing. I'm sure the Pretty Boy Floyds or whatever, but
Yeah.
they had one album or two albums and that was all they got. Their shot their wad, the scene changed. They came in too late, whatever it was. But I don't know. I guess what I maybe just me, when I went to the record store, I would look for Elektra or Warner.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't usually look for MCA. If it said MCA, I was dubious. I was like,
maybe not.
I don't know if this is going to be a good record, and I don't want to spend my money on this.
Well,
I don't know why.
They got
felt
Trickster.
like the guys at Geffen and Elektra and Warner Brothers overall had better rock bands that I liked. I don't know why.
They got Trickster. They had two of Bob Leather's favorites, Keel at one point,
okay,
and then Trickster.
Trickster, yeah. And I was right there for them trying to shove Trickster down my throat. I was one of those guys that should have been on the Trickster train, but I was not enjoying what I saw the video. And then I went to see him the live opening for Kiss, and I went,
Yeah, and I don't know. Like I said, that's the only band I've ever fell asleep to, and it was because I was in a cozy arena seat. Otherwise, I probably would have slept like I don't know if this is true, but cows sleep standing up. That would have probably been me. Eek.
Yeah. They were on a bad spot when I saw them because it was the dead of winter. It was Kiss and Great White and them, and they came to that podunk Arco Arena in northern Sacramento with all the good old boys, and it was only 2,000 or 3,000 good old boys of an arena that can hold, 14 or 16,000 people. So it was largely empty. And so you could just walk around and sit or stand wherever you wanted because there was not enough people to fill this place at all. And because it was pouring down rain and flooding, none of us wanted to sit through Trickster. They got up there and started doing their thing. And you could just sense the vibe was like, get this fucking guys off the stage. And like I said, some guy threw a penny, he was a few people ahead of me on the stand-up crowd by the stage, and he threw a penny or something. I'm pretty sure it was a penny because that's what he said on stage was you threw a penny at me. And that was Steve Brown, but he was being a dick. And that was my first. Anyways, it didn't bother me, but it ended the show or he cut it off short or whatever they did and kind of had a bad taste. And people started, ugh. And then when you in Sacramento in those days, those good old boys, when you start doing that, they start taking the beer cups and throwing them at the stage. They don't give a fuck, dude. They don't care who you are.
It was like Duff the Blues Brothers.
Duff McKagan literally took one to the head during the Guns N' Roses show. And the Guns N' Roses show was going completely fine. It was just, again, you put enough drunk rednecks with beer, they're going to start doing shit. And someone tossed that beer bottle, hit Duff in the head and concussed him, and they cut the show short. I think we were only an hour and 15 minutes into the show and it was over. Yeah. So and Axl said, fuck you guys, Duff's knocked out and the show's over, and threw the mic down and walked out. And it coalesced into a little mini riot. People were tearing the seats out of the arena and throwing shit, and I was like, let's get out of here. But my point is with the Trickster show, similar vibes but less people because Guns N' Roses had it sold out. Kiss in 1990 or 1 or whatever whatever Revenge was, it was like not very many people.
And that sucks because that was that was supposed to be like their big comeback. And and what a good, again, people say that record isn't that great. I think it is. There's probably like a couple songs in there that I could live without, but for the most part, I'd listen to the whole thing through.
I always grade it on, if you give me 5 or 6 songs that I want to hear, then, and a couple that I have to sit through but I can tolerate, you got an album to me, because I'll just and Revenge I think has 1 or 2 that I don't know if I always want to go back to, like Take It Off or maybe Tough Love is a little bit, I don't know, there's a couple in there, but the most part, yes, they came back and they had a great stage show. And I think that honestly, because again, it was only 2,000 or 3,000 of us. So a lot of them were, hardcore Kiss fans. So they knew what was coming up. So they were like, get this fucking Trickster guy and his shitty attitude off the stage. At least with Great White, we were, I think 95% of the crowd were like, give us some Jack Russell. Let's get on with this. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to sit through this Trickster. So it just didn't didn't go over well. He was a douchebag and it was stupid, and that just soured me from them. I couldn't, no matter what I could do, I couldn't get past that impression. That was your first impression, Mr. Brown, for me and the people in Northern California, and you look like a jackass. So, and Great White came up there and killed it. I believe that was Psycho City right around that era or something. But they were still largely intact as a band and not decimated, too far gone, and they sounded pretty killer. I mean, Mark Kendall was, and Jack was in prime vocal talents, so it was pretty badass. That was, and I said, fuck, I'm now seriously, because I liked the Great White hits, but I was kind of like iffy, and then I saw them live, and I was like, damn, they kicked my ass, so I'd go see them again. The point is, yeah, Trickster. No, the main point is MCA was a label that to me, traditionally, when I went to the store, I looked for Geffen, Elektra, Warner Brothers, then maybe MCA and some, I don't know what these other ones were at the time. Maybe it's the Enigmas or Polygrams, or I don't know. There was weird shit, subsidiaries and side ones that I would comb through, and I don't know where you all are from. For me, it was always Tower Records. I'm from Sacramento. Russ Solomon is from Sacramento. That's where Tower originates. The Tower on Broadway was, I think, the oldest tower, one of the oldest towers, and it had a massive collection of shit in there of all kinds of music and books and magazines and everything you wanted. So
I'm pulling up the
there you go.
The Kiss, Revenge. So Unholy, I mean, that was a good one. Take It Off, Yeah. Tough Love, Spit's okay.
Spit. Yeah, that's
but
probably
not
worst.
great. And then I don't know. They added "God Gave Rock and Roll to You."
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, but it was
Domino.
good. Domino's a good one. Heart of Crumbs is okay. Thou Shalt Not. I guess that's, if you compare it to, is it better than Tough Love and Spit? Yes, probably.
Yeah.
And then the ballad's kind of cheesy.
Yeah, it was like Forever Part 2 or something.
Yeah.
That's what I always thought it was.
Right. And
then, something in my ear is what it sounded like as a kid.
And then
Paralyzed is, yes. Simmons, I think he had a couple. I'm not real big on that. I could go without the Thou Shalt Not and the Paralyzed, I guess. I could probably handle Take It Off and Tough Love over that. I Just Wanna was cool because I always thought
that's
that was
basically a fucking Who song. No,
yeah.
what? No, it's they lifted Summertime Blues, didn't they?
There you go. Yeah. Yes. And the Car Jam actually was one of my favorite things because fuck, Eric lit it up on the drums on that one, which is actually, that's the drums from a Ace Frehley track, right? Yeah.
Right.
So,
yep. I mean, it was
a solid album.
Well,
compared to what I was gonna say, compared to what other bands were doing at the time. Fuck, I mean, Kiss came because they had really come off a period there for me personally where I remember buying Smashes, Thrashes, and Hits and being like, what's the other one? I'm not a Crazy Nights fan. About that one.
Oh, I like that one. Like, for some reason,
it's too polished for me, man.
I guess that's kind of a mixed bag though when you break it down. I'll have to pull it up. When I spoke with Bruce Kulick, and it probably 5 years or so, probably longer, 5-6 years ago, he had mentioned there's a version of that without the keyboards of that album.
Oh God!
Can you imagine that? That would be awesome to hear.
Yeah, because that's part of really what turned me off. Is I was like, this is like a lot of. I don't remember. I think at the time, I don't know. Again, it reminded me of stuff I heard on the radio that wasn't Kiss, and I was thinking like Heart and things like that, or whatever.
Yeah.
The modern
which makes sense because it's the Ron Nevison
producer, probably guy. Yeah.
Ron Nevison,
and he always made good albums for the charts or whatever. But to my ears, they were. I mean, it was not was a rock fan what I really always wanted to hear, and so I just went through a period there because I came in right after Asylum. I'm probably like 10, maybe 11 years old. And my uncle has this album. And then he had a year or two later, the video. And so I kind of put two and two together and said, this album is this guy's over here with the chicks and the bikinis. Okay. So that made me into them. Then as the albums would come out, I'd go get them. And I remember like Smashes, Thrash and Hit was fresh out. I'm mowing the yard with the Walkman on. I got the Thrashes and Smashes and Thrashes from the record store. Yeah. So I'm going to put this on and do my yard work when I get home. My parents drive me to the mall to get them cassette, and I come home and I put this thing on. I'm all, what did they do to my?
It's like, hey, my brother Neely's drumming on this record.
it just was the re-records were not good
Yeah.
and it just didn't
Yeah.
sound right. And I've heard Kiss Alive and these other ones my uncle had, so I kind of knew some of these older songs and how they should sound. When I'm not knocking Bruce and Eric, I'm just saying the production was just not good to my ears. I just didn't
Hmm.
like it, man. I was like, so for a while there, I was kind of like, is Kiss off the tracks? Did I like the wrong band?
Right. Yeah.
Because they're releasing stuff I just don't like. Then they came out with what's the one with the right before Revenge?
Oh, Hot in the Shade.
Hot in the Shade, and it
Yeah.
sounded production wise bad. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, so now we're really getting down to where they're just dropping some demos on me. There's a couple songs in there I like, but they
Yeah.
needed to be re-recorded and done like real, like a real Kiss should
Right.
sound. But then that was the first tour I saw, and I saw the state. And I went, whoa,
Hmm.
now I get it. Now, fuck the albums. That's not
Yeah.
when you're a Kiss fan, you finally realize that live. You go, that's what they're about. The albums are just fodder. Go see them live. That's what matters. And so then, obviously, by Revenge, I knew what I was hoping to get into stage wise, and they did the same kind of big production on that one, and I was still very thrilled with the Revenge tour. And then they went on to go do some
Right.
grunge related album was what I was
Oh,
hearing, and I was
yeah.
like, oh god, that's not going to be good. And then luckily for me, they marched out on the American Music Awards or whatever it was with
Hmm.
Tupac in their fucking makeup, and I went, thank god, they're going to fucking
Right.
give me what I want to really want to see, which is Cold Gin. That's what I wanted to
Hmm.
hear. I wanted to hear Firehouse. I wanted to hear, all that shit. So
Right.
yeah,
Oh,
anyways, that on that note, there's obviously a whole lot going in the Kiss world. Gene just keeps sticking his foot in his mouth and making shit up and trying. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Pete didn't come up with Beth. I mean, even if Stan wrote it, he wrote it for Pete to go sing in the band, or whatever. They made that
right.
agreement. That's
And the truth is, how many of these guys get credit for stuff just by adding two or three, words
Gene Simmons
moving.
does this
Yeah.
all the time.
So
Yeah.
I mean, it's no different. I mean, let's say the majority of that song was there and he added, I don't know, 15, 20%. I mean, yeah, he added something to it. Um,
You
yeah.
are not at any point in time in those days, at least, going to get your song on a known album from a
Hmm.
known band and not include them
Sure.
in publishing. They're
Right.
just not going to do it. They'll find some other songwriter, bring them a song, and they'll do it with him. So I'm sure Stan said, "Hey, that's going to be normal." Because again, if I had brought this to Rod Stewart, he'd tell me the same thing. Okay, but it's going to say Rod Stewart and Stan Penridge, right? So
Hmm.
by Peter putting his voice on that, even though he had not had the big hit yet, they were still fresh off Alive and all these things, right? So like they're having some success. They're a known band now. They're touring the country and they're
Hmm.
making money. So and I just think it says total bullshit that Gene tries to not. I'll tell you why he's doing it because Pete has an album that came out that
Right.
was getting some positive reviews. Pete has got some show on the camera time during the
Sure.
fucking Kennedy or Trump
Right.
Center
Right.
honors or whatever you're
Trump
calling it.
Center.
And Gene don't like
Yeah, he
any of
doesn't like it.
that. Gene is not having that,
He's
dude. If
like,
there's
God damn
camera
it, I
time,
should have
it's supposed to
cried.
be on fucking Simmons.
He's like, God damn it, I should have cried when they had the smoking guitar. Yeah.
My AC poo's gone.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's why he's pulling all that shit. It's just typical Gene. It's all ego driven. It's all the camera should be on me 24/7, 365. Even on stage as a band. The reason why he's doing fire breathing and blood and all this shit is because he's over there thumping a four string that no one would pay attention otherwise, and he wants more attention.
You know what we ought to do? And I was thinking about this because I'm like, now that Peter has a fucking decent album for a change, um, maybe what we ought to do is come up with a 10-song ultimate modern day Kiss classic album, classic members album out of Gene Simmons' Asshole, Paul Stanley, Live to Win, uh, Ace Frehley, 10,000 Volts, and Peter Criss. But we have to add at least one song with one of those guys on vocals and do 10. That would be a challenge.
Yeah, because Gene's album sucks. That's a horrible one.
There are two good ones on there, and the only reason they're
Really?
decent is because it's got Kulick and Singer, and it sounds like something from
Mm-mm.
Revenge.
Gotcha. I'd have to
Yeah.
listen to it again. I just remember when it came out, I heard a couple tracks and I was like, ooh, I don't know if I want to really partake in that.
Yeah, that one's
Yeah, I
not
got
great though.
again. I'm going to be straight with everyone. Go back to the '78 albums. Isn't Gene's not very good?
That one is
I think
not good at all. Yeah.
Gene's and Peters are the worst. It was
Radioactive is
Paul and
pretty much
Ace's
it.
that.
I
Yeah,
mean,
he has the one song that you
yep.
like, and that's it. Yep.
Yep.
And that's the way I felt it was on Dynasty. He gave me charisma, and that was it. That is
Right.
all. He blew his wad with the one song. Anything else was garbage. So, yeah, I don't know. Gene, don't get me wrong. You can write a good song once in a while. You got God of Thunders, and you've got these songs that I do like. But although I think Paul Stanley wrote that one, but
Yeah, Ray did.
But yeah, but the point I'm trying to make is you have songs that feature you as the guy. I'm just saying that overall, you're like, you kind of did that, in my opinion, on every album. There's one, maybe two killer Gene tracks, and anything else he puts in is, I mean, it's not horrible. It's just not good either. It's just filler. It's almost like he just was like, yeah, we're throwing an album. Fuck, bitch, burn. Okay, throw this in there. You know, I'm just saying.
Right.
There's a lot of albums where these, like, he's just like throwing paint at the wall and hoping something stuck. You know,
and a lot of that was autopilot type shit. I mean, you look at all the bands.
Absolutely, because he's doing Hollywood.
Yeah, and he was, and at that point he had that Simmons Records. He had House of Lords, Silent Rage. He was working with Black and Blue and Keel and a couple other bands. Oh, yeah. I mean, so yeah, it almost seems like his better shit turned up on some of those other bands' records, right? Instead of those Kiss records. Because, yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah, and some of the best stuff that he did come up with in the Kiss albums that he participated in, if you actually look, there's a lot of co-writing credits there with other people, and you start wondering, you know, Domino was Tommy's riff and Tommy's song from Black and Blue. Isn't that what Jamie said?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the ones for me earlier, like on Lick It Up, it's Vinnie Vincent's name's on the ones that I like. I noticed that right.
You know, it's a really good record.
Right.
Is that Wendy O. Williams' first solo record? Because it's all Kiss. I mean, it's got Ace. It's got it's got Ace. It's got Eric
I'll have to listen to
Carr.
that again too. I haven't heard that.
Gene's on there. I don't think Paul's on there, but I think there's some co-writes or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's basically like a Kiss record with her singing, basically.
Yeah. So yeah. Either way, Gene, just pipe down, bro. Pete's getting a little bit of shine. What's it hurting you, dude? He hadn't had shine in 20 fucking years since the reunion tour. Why do you care? You know, it's like,
You're right.
and it's like, in this day and age, what is his album sales really going to mean to him? A couple of $1,000 in his pocket tops.
Right.
I mean, if he got lucky, he's not going on. He might he might do a couple of one-off shows here or there for funsies, but he ain't going on tour. And so,
Right.
you know, yeah. I don't know. I don't understand that level of, because Gene could go out tomorrow and be like, Gene Simmons' band's going on tour in summer in 2026. Here's 30 dates. We'll be at the casino and the fair. See you there. And walk out. And Pete can't do that. Pete's not going to launch out for a 30-date summer tour. So I don't, it's like apples and oranges. I don't understand. Clearly, Gene, you're the bigger star. You make more dough. You always have. You always will. Well, what do you care? Let Pete do his thing. Let him have his fucking moment. Who cares? Fuck.
Right.
That's, but is that not the bane of the existence of every Kiss fan, is knowing that two of your guys in your band are complete fucking teabags when it comes to money, and that's Stanley and Simmons, and they just fucking jerk everyone around about it. So, yeah, I mean, even the whole thing, let's get back to it. The convention they did, we don't know who the drummer is. And then 10 days, it's Eric Singer. Yeah, we fucking knew that, dude. You're just doing that because you didn't want to fuck it, because it makes you look stupid for saying Kiss is turning around within 1 year and playing a show when you just said we're go bye forever. Fuck, you're just a liar. Well, fuck, man. So that's where I'm not Brandvold. I'm not Cicchini. I'm not Summers. I'm not taking up for them at this point in time. You know, I'll be honest. If Gene Simmons came to my town with his solo band, I'd be much more inclined to go see the Gene Simmons band than see Kiss. That's just me. I would rather go see that. Paul, same thing. Came around doing his own thing. I'd go see that way over Kiss, because A, smaller venue. B, I don't have to sit through all the fucking knucklehead crap that's going to go on. C, I don't need to hear Shout It Out Loud again ever for the rest of my life. That song could be retired and I would never ever hit play again, and I would never think of it. So there's songs in their repertoire they play night in, night out that I go, oh, fuck, dude.
Right.
I've heard that since 75 or whatever. Why, or everyone has. So why are
Right.
you playing that again? Like I get you got to do rock and roll all night. I get you got to do Deuce or Strutter. You know, there's a couple in there that are like the signature tunes, but you could absolutely jump in and play more off Creatures or
Mm-hmm.
more off whatever. There's a ton of, as you know, albums for them to choose tracks
Well,
off of.
they can you imagine
Uh,
they get fucking Vinnie Vincent to do a one-off special event where they do the Creatures of the Night album.
Hell yeah, they should be doing
I
that. They're
mean,
stupid for not. Me,
get
Mr. Mustard,
pantsuits out
fucking
here.
keeping, yeah. I'm not saying that I don't know if she could play, but well, how I'll
Is
matter
it
of fact, hold
they?
on.
Maybe it's they.
Hold on.
Well, I got something too. I
Uh,
got a remember Rick
yeah,
Fox's response. Did I share it? I think I shared Rick Fox's response to, he's always
I'm texting
inserting himself.
Vicky.
Oh, you were.
I'm going to
Oh,
text Vicky right now, and she might just come on here a little bit because she's had some
oh,
opinions. People in the media have been talking a lot of trash about the cost of the new songs for the Vicky Vincent invasion. So
oh yeah. And which is
yeah,
this? Which
so
is this? I mean, this article, or not art. Well, it's an article, Ultimate Classic Rock, but I screenshotted Rick Fox, who always inserts himself into everything.
yes, no, go ahead because yeah,
Oh, okay. Well,
if she texts me back, we might just get her on the show here in a few minutes to
let
talk
me
to you.
see here.
So
We'll
yeah,
put this up
for
here.
those of you that don't know, Vicky is releasing some new tunes, and yeah, here you go. Let's see what we got here.
So we got this.
Okay, so this is Rick Fox.
Rick Fox, a guy that
Yeah.
was in Steeler
Hmm.
and claims to have been the guy that got Wasp, the concept behind Wasp,
Yeah,
and
he
the
was
name
the
and everything. I mean, I think, but
and is that been confirmed or is that just like if we brought Blackie on,
well, yeah. I mean,
will there be a
I guess that's hard to say because, I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't. I think this is kind of like the trunk CMS thing. Trunk will totally disregard, ignore CMS. So,
Mhm.
there's no way
so
of actually
so what
knowing
I'm
for sure.
okay, what I'm saying though
I
is
know he
just for
was
the
he was in some version of the band early on with
yeah.
Blackie.
Okay, so that has been verified through
Yeah,
photos and
yeah,
record of the
yeah.
band. So it's just a matter of Blackie has never publicly stated who came up with the concept of
Right.
wasp as
Well,
a
Rick
visual
claims that
and
I forget what it was, something he's walking in to the house they shared or something and got either found it, stepped on a dead wasp and it stung him or some bullshit like that. And he threw that out there. And I guess that's what stuck, I guess. I don't know, but that's what he claims. Um,
interesting.
so this is the Vicky Vincent or Vinnie Vincent, article about shelving his album because I guess it's not really selling all that great. And you're right, it's $200 per song. Um, and you
Which is
have to
totally
pay in
worth it.
advance. Yeah, and he'll take your money now, and hopefully, I
Well,
guess
she's got I've
they,
talked to her about this.
they, she, him,
It's a
whatever.
she,
Yeah,
and
it's a ma'am.
Vicky's gonna come on here in a few
So I could
minutes and
say
she's gonna
ma'am.
straighten this out because she's not happy about what people are saying about this. Because
Well,
there is some things that are not true, and so we'll have to
I
clarify
might
the
ask
record
her
on that.
about this though, because or they, them,
Yeah.
or whatever. It says
Hmm.
Rick Fox says, having dealt with this bozo personally and personal experience, I can tell you that Cusano, that's Vicky Vincent,
Vicky, yep.
uh, is not mentally balanced. Now, this is awesome listening to Rick calling somebody else mentally unbalanced, but it's also
Yeah.
documented and validated by drummer Bobby Rock in his book. That's the Slaughter drum or Vinnie Vincent
Yeah.
Slaughter. No, Vinnie Vincent drummer,
And
right?
Vincent,
And
yeah, and
and
Nelson and Vinnie
Nelson.
Vincent.
Yeah.
Yes, is where you know him from.
And
Yeah.
that Cusano openly had stolen one of my songs, heard through our producer Dana Strum during recording production of Sin. I guess that was the band I think that predated
It was
Wasp or whatever,
gotcha.
and tried to convert On the Run into Let Freedom Rock. Strum also verified it as well. So there you go. Not he's not he's not too happy with. with you got
Well,
to
Rick,
take
I'm
that
not going to
shot.
say your story's not true. I'm just going to say you joined a long list of musicians who didn't really ever quite make the stardom level that the people that you're accusing of stealing your shit did. And the
Hmm.
first accusation that everyone that doesn't make it says is they stole my shit. That's just the first thing they
Hmm.
go to. Like, oh, they stole my song. And I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying that there's only so many chords, Rick. There's only so
Yeah.
many notes. Straight up, mathematically speaking, musician to musician. So therefore, any chord pattern, any really what makes the song original or not is the vocal melodies and the words. So once they start rearranging those, the chords of the actual structure of the song kind of don't really matter because
It,
I could play a million songs that are in E and A and G and you're gonna go, I know that one, that one. That's like, well, did Tom Petty didn't steal this from him and he didn't steal that from him and that and from him. They're just all written in the same chord structures, the
right.
same fucking with different vocal melodies and different accoutrements on the top.
I'm gonna have to
So my
look
point
this
is,
up.
I don't know. Like I'm just
Well,
saying, like even if Vicky did that, which I would agree she is totally capable of
right,
doing, so is Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, Dana Strum probably stole riffs from other
right,
bands, bro. I'm just gonna be real
right.
with you, dude. I don't think him and fucking Mark wrote they never heard nothing from anybody else and said that's a cool no, that's a cool pattern. Let me still
Well,
put that in
here's the
my song.
thing,
So
because and you have to, and then this is proven because there's documentation of this, but it seems like Rick is always getting fucked. He got fucked
well,
by
that's what I
Blackie.
was.
He got
That's
fucked
kind of
by
my point. One of
Blackie.
those
Now he's
guys.
claiming he
Yeah.
got fucked by Vicky. And
Mm-hmm.
then at one point he was a part of this band Freak Show, and he claimed he got fucked there too, and that was the most recent. So it's like, at what point do you go,
Yeah.
maybe it's not everybody else?
Yes. And my point is like I could see, okay, and I'm not giving any credence to one story or other. They could all be
Right.
horseshit. But my point is Vicky Vincent would have a more litigious reason to say you stole my shit because Kiss is actually worth something. Like there's money
Hmm.
being income made there that he can get a piece out of. Rick Fox, go sue Freak Show. What are you gonna get?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like trying to say, well, you stole nothing because it's worth nothing, or it's only sold. So there's
Right.
nothing there to be had, bro. Like
Hmm.
so, I don't know. Like if these things were totally legit, then I'm thinking you would have sued Blackie. You would have had some rights to the name or been a payment arrangement made to
Right.
you for what you contributed, and Blackie would be paying you. And if you didn't come up with that and take him to court and you can't figure that out, then my guess is probably that you're probably not able to prove that, or it's not going to hold, or there's not enough money in the thing to begin with for that you're claiming you did.
Right.
So just saying, man. Even
Maybe.
Blackie, I mean, like how much is he really generating on a yearly
Right.
basis on WASP revenues? Is there enough for you to go out there and a lawyer say, yeah, we're heading to LA, we're gonna get 10 grand from Blackie or
Right.
whatever it is from some shit that happened in 1982 or one or whatever. And I guess the reason why I was asking that was because in the case of Kiss, we both know Gene openly, and I think everyone agrees. I don't think Paul or Ace or Peter claimed to have come up with the idea of the makeup. It was Gene drawing shit because if you guys know, he's an artist. He likes to make cartoons and shit. And he was coming up with the superhero type character shit as early as high school. So no one doubts or ever even made a claim that the idea of Kiss and the makeup and what they were doing wasn't coming from Gene Simmons and his little scrapbooks of fucking superheroes and shit he was drawing.
Hmm.
So the concept is what I'm saying. And so, I don't know with the Wasp thing, I guess I never heard who came up with that. That's why I'm
Right.
wondering, is there truth to that? Did Blackie
Yeah.
ever just say, no, on this
Well,
fucking date, I said we're doing this and we're bringing out chainsaws and blades and packing up meat and shit's
sure.
happening. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And maybe the guru will get him on for a 4-hour interview so they can
Dissertation.
dissertation of
That's what I
the
feel like I'm listening to.
breakdown of Rick Fox and his falling out with Blackie, and then this Vicky Vincent thing, and then getting fucked by Freak Show.
I'm
Um,
going to guess that Rick could probably give Robbie Crane a run for his 3 hours and 45 minutes of money and
yeah.
have a lot
Oh, I'm
of
sure.
time talking it up about all the
But
times he
remember,
got
we were
screwed.
trying to get Rick on here. Remember
Hmm.
that, and he
Yeah.
couldn't.
Yeah.
This is kind
Couldn't
of
figure out
sad.
Zoom or
He couldn't
something
figure
or
out
it's a
Zoom.
time
But
thing.
remember
Yeah.
this is kind of funny, and it's probably mean for us to.
He wanted you to change the
He wanted me to change the time, and I'm like, dude, I'm at 3 o'clock Pacific. That is 2 hours ahead your time. If I change it to 5 o'clock Pacific, it's going to be 7 o'clock your time. I mean, I was just like, what the fuck? I don't know. I mean,
He couldn't figure
maybe
out
he
the
tipped down a few. I don't know.
yeah, the Eastern Mountain Central kind of confused him. He lost
I
where
was
he
just
was
like,
and what the time
yeah, I was
zone
just like, yeah, all Zoom links look like this. I mean, if I'm being sent a Zoom link from the East Coast, it's gonna
coast. It will
say,
have
yeah, it's gonna say,
EST,
yeah, it's gonna say
the
six
time.
o'clock Eastern time, but I know that
Yep.
it's 3 o'clock my time, or it'll convert it. I don't know. I mean, maybe,
That again,
yeah.
this is something I'm telling you. There's a disconnect somewhere about a generation, maybe two. I think
Raise your horns high, let your spirit flow. It's the classic metal